Hey guys, so I wasn't planning to make a video today because honestly I feel pretty shitty right now. I've been pretty sick the last couple of days, so excuse my voice, but I've never been so fucking triggered by a team ever. Like, I get shitty spawns, whatever, that's all RNG. But seriously, they fucked up Ranked Guild Battle. RGB is the most competitive week in Unison League, and for them to fuck up the day, it's like, ugh. They've done this before, like, don't get me wrong, but they've never done it to this extent. And let me just explain it to you guys for those of you who aren't caught up in this drama. So Ranked Guild Battles were supposed to come tomorrow on January 20th, but because of some kind of translation error or like migration error, because everything we have in global is kind of migrated from Japan, so Japan lives in the future compared to the time zone, so because of that, it happened that our Ranked Guild Battle occurred today. That's how A-Team explained it. Now this fuck up, like, whatever, we lived with it. A lot of the competitive guilds, we figured this out relatively soon because one, it was kind of weird that we got a 1-day break, and two, once you go on your daily missions you can see that there's a Ranked Guild Battle gem. So that's how we figured it out. And you know, this was posted what, 9:45, but I assure you our guild knew like around 7 a.m. that Ranked was here today. So that happened. A few hours ago, Mod Franco posted this. So, okay everyone, you can calm down now. I just got word that RGB should actually start on the 20th, but it started 1 day early due to a setting error. Results for January 19th won't be counted and compensation is also being considered. So what they mean is that everyone who tried really hard to make today's battles, they got fucked over. You know, there was no point in today's battles, and people who showed their strategies are kind of fucked over because they can't use the same strategy against the same guilds. That aside, in my opinion, there's no point in doing this because people who are guildless because they wanted to spend today looking for a guild are still guildless because everyone is locked in. They're not changing the fact that everyone's locked in, so what the fuck is the point? There is no point. I get many people might not have shown up to today's battles thinking that it was still a regular exhibition match, but seriously, all those people who went out of their way to show up to today's battles, what the fuck do they get out of this? Like a whole day of nothing, because all the effort that they put in today amounted to nothing. What the fuck? And you know, the best thing, the kicker in this whole situation is 1 gen compensation, guys. As a token of apology for the confusion caused by this error, players that created their account before January 19th will receive 1 gem. So yay guys. The whole fucking day, everyone's scrambling to figure out what the fuck was going on, and everyone going out their way to go to GDBs, and people not having a fucking guild to go to because of this fucking error now have 1 gem to show for it. That is fucking awesome. Okay, my rage aside, let's now do something actually meaningful and maybe a little happier. Let me just show you guys what's new since I'm already, you know, doing a video. There's this raid spawn. There's this spawn which have non-elemental gear rates up. I have not done this whatsoever, but it does look like there's quite a lot of items rates up. I don't know how the rates are. Again, I haven't done any spawns. And there's also this Valk spawn right here. Honestly, like, look at these spawns, I'm not even tempted because I'm just so freaking triggered right now. Like, why do I want to support a fucking company that doesn't do shit? Like, every time they do something, they fuck it up. And they don't even fix it the right way. I'm just so pissed right now. I'm just so pissed. I'm sorry, guys. I'm usually a lot happier, but you know, the cold combined with today's like fucking mess up, and the fact that we did really well. Look, we won all 3. Like, even if we didn't win all 3, right, we lost 1 or 2, I wouldn't want this day to be discounted because again, all the guilds who won their battles got fucked over. What the there is no point. Like, if people could leave their guilds, right, if guildless people could join guilds and if people can still swap out, I would say go for it, you know, discount today so that these guys can get, you know, a guild. And those people who didn't know that Ranked Guild Battle technically started today, they have a chance to make up for the battles. That's like more win and less loss. But right now, the people who put in the most effort to make the Ranked Guild Battles today are getting punished the most. And for what? For nothing. Okay. Besides rank guild battles and spawns, what else is new? This shit is new. Well, it's technically not new because it's a repeat, but it's like a cycling, and the reason why I don't have all of these is because when I was starting, right, I was a wee little noob. I only got to this part, I believe. I don't know. I have a video for this, but if you're like level 120, you should have no problem doing this raid, because this raid came out when like the level cap was 115, I believe. So if you're 120, you're already above the previous level cap, so there shouldn't be a problem. For those of you who are lower level, you definitely need to carry utility and cheer, and you will swap. I will do a video on how to do this raid so people can know, but my video isn't the best because we did it without a cleric accidentally, and it was quite funny because we were like, what the fuck is going on? There was no cleric, there was no healing. But because we were over leveled, right, for this raid, it wasn't a problem. Why am I selling this? I have no idea. So the Argo raid. The Argo raid came out when I first joined the game back in September of 2015, I believe. So when I first played, this was the first raid I did, and I did really badly, but it's a lot easier now. So like any guild raid, you want to have as many people on as possible so everyone gets points, right, obviously, and the more people you have on, the easier it is to do it, since ideally you want to have people who you can switch on and off with, so you all have costs. So for this raid, you technically need 2 healers. If you're not 135, you definitely need 2 healers, where the healers can switch on and off, and then 8 DPS. The 8 DPS all have to carry utility if you're not maxed. If you can do this without utility, then you know you do it without utility. This is what we did. We all had DPS moves, except for Sally, who had balance, but that's besides the point. So the clerics switch with each other whenever they run out of cost, and that's the same thing with the DPS. You don't need EE for this. If you have people on to do the raid, then you just have them switch in when you run out of cost. So this works a lot like the backline frontline kind of thing with GBG. So yeah, as long as you keep the same switching partners, you should be good. As for utility monster wise, any cost giving monster, Asuka, SSR, or UR version is super good. Any buffing monster is super good. You don't really need defense buffs unless you're dying. Defense buffs as in like Neza or any kind of shield providing monster. I prefer buffing monsters for raids such as these. Andro is really good because it gives you status resistance, and as you saw before, Argo blinds you and it can cast the Unison Prohibit thingy majiggy on you, and as soon as they come in, I freaking get blind. Fucking 4-stack blind. You cannot shake that shit off. So when you see 4-stack blind, that means, you know, no matter how much you hit, you're gonna miss. Like 1, see, miss. Well, I can't miss cheer, thank God, but I don't think I hit. It's all misses, yeah. So this is annoying. So you definitely want to have some kind of mass refresh if you don't have a mass refresh monster. And Sally here has balance, so balance is also super good. Because if you tend to die in Argo raid, then you definitely want balance, so you can take off the buff. I see Jan's request, but I wanted to do uni, so I was like, nah, I'm not taking that request. And yeah, it's all pretty easy. Let me just figure out which moves you guys need to watch out for. There's an AoE move, obviously, or the percentage move that kind of drops everyone to super low. But for that, as long as you carry dignity, as long as your cleric carries dignity, you're good. I kind of fucked up here. I should have done a healing monster, but we were all good, man. We have 4-stack barrier. Ain't nobody gonna die, man. I really need a cost. I should have done Asuka. I fucked up. But all's good. Here I was running on cost, but like no one would take my request. I did do a couple of requests, right? I think I requested Nihi, but she ignored me. And Nihi with her almighty Zephyrus. I swear, I think she was in her GVG set. That's why she kept using Zeph. But yeah, no Zeph, guys. Fonza, I think that was it, right? That's the buff you should balance. Any healing monster, as you can see, is good, so it helps out your cleric. And cost giving monster is the Yuki. Yuki's the cost giving one, which is what I needed. and no one will take my Switch. Everyone I tried to switch with got taken by someone else, so I was like, okay then. Excuse me. But yeah, this is pretty easy. Again, we're 135, so, and this was created when the level cap wasn't 15, so there's been a lot of changes. But yeah, if you guys find it hard, then one, try to do a different difficulty, or two, try to bring more monsters, or try to be a little more coordinated. Don't match. Just kidding. Matching is good if you need like haste. This is what I believe, okay? If you have trouble doing this, then try to use haste. That will waste your time and you might not be able to finish and get all the rewards in time, but at least you'll be able to finish a difficult tier. Technically, like if you're 115, if all your people are 115, you might be able to do this raid completely, or it might take you 2 days to do it, so depending on your situation. But yeah, that's really it. It's super easy for us. I don't know if this was very helpful because it's hard for me to give you guys advice since we just did it, you know, and I never did it the hard way. Like I never did it completely when I was lower level, because I did the easiest one, which was like Child's Play. So I never did this on the hardest run, and no one takes my Switches, like always. I felt hurt. I was like, what the fuck, man? I have no cost and you won't take my Switch. Fuck you. And more blinding, that's the best. Did I finally? And here I'm complaining again, like I always do. See, like he doesn't even hurt me with the buff on, yo. So it's a joke. This raid is meant for lower levels. Well, not lower level. This raid was a godsend for people who didn't do it the first time and could get gems. And for me, that's what I mean. Again, Nihi with her almighty Zephyrus. I was like, Nihi, get the fuck out. Go back to wherever you came from. But yeah, we didn't need a healer, which is really funny. Because we went in here, it's like, we need a healer. Let's have 2 healers. And in the end, we didn't need any. So, if you guys can do the hardest tier every day and complete it, you'll get all the rewards. If not, then you can't get all the rewards. I think you'll be like a few gems short at the end, but you'll get the important ones. But for me, the gems are the most important, because Argo, honestly, if you're a beginning cleric, Argo is useful in the sense that he's a stat sticker. He does not do anything useful whatsoever, so he's useful in that sense. But if you're like already 120, you don't need Argo at all. Get Alice instead. She's better. Like at least she's useful. She does damage. Or even Zephyrus, he has better stats, right? So this is honestly just for gem farming. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. See you guys next time. Bye. Give up now.